I'm receiving this question quite often. I think many of the SAP professionals today wants to know whether AI will replace the job. I think this is becoming more alarming once we have seen the news from Anthropic or maybe Claude Coworker, right? Let's take this question in a serious way and understand it what exactly we can do today. In my opinion, or a positive mindset, I would say that it's not about a job loss, but more of a role shiftment. What we are doing today, maybe we'll do it differently tomorrow. I know many organizations pushing hard to bring AI in every aspect. Personally, I little differ here because every aspect I think ML doesn't fit well. So it's not about the developer or functionals, rather we. This time I think management needs to learn quite well about AI, impact, the scope, and then only they can understand what would be the AI and human ratio. Because eventually at the end of the day, this overall to be driven by the management. I mean to say the top management, what is their roadmap, their focus about their organization, that will eventually we can see at the downside, right? Because we are working at the ground level. Having said that, let's understand being an ABAPer, can I create a machine learning model? And the easy answer is no, we cannot do that. Because like what we can do, probably we can consume certain AI models and that built by either in the HANA side or maybe in the BTP side. HANA in the sense like in HANA, there is a concept called PAL or Predictive Analytics Library, through which you can create machine learning models, and those will be more of a classical based models. The majority of the industry using those classical based models only. But there is a big hype now today with LLM powered generative AI have kind of a concepts. But that's a different dimension. But majority in the production based models, majority they are all the classical based models. A few example can be like logistic regression or multinomial and logistic regression, or KNN clustering, random forest, time studies, and so many ensemble methods are there. So those are the models that you can create directly in the HANA, and that can be consumed by certain procedure, for example AMDP, and then you can fit to your reporting. Okay, so all inferencing and prediction that we can do, it just is a consuming it, right? Nothing built myself as an ABAPer. Though I built some models, I got an opportunity to experience on this case, but not every developer will be doing a machine learning model development because it needs a different concept. Remember, it's nothing like a programming about a report development or a function development or an app development. It's more of a research based development because you need the data to train the model, and for that you have to do lots of feature engineering. You have to build certain data pipelines, or maybe we call it actually exploratory data analysis, because you have to understand what data that you are using to train the model, the skewness of the data. For that you need to do various normalization of the data before you train the model. If the data are missing, for example, one of the method we use it called one hot encoding, right, through which we can there are other techniques of course there, through which you can prepare the data before train the model. But along with that, we have to understand lots of model performances also, how to understand the model accuracy, right? Different hyper parameters that actually we use to tune the model performance. So those is a different world, and as an ABAPer, I believe no organization expect you to create a machine learning model until and unless you have a choice or you want to go into that domain and start doing it. That's a separate thing. But what will happen actually, the machine learning engineers or ML engineers will get the data from the business, or from the, for that the functional persons mainly have to think about the processes which can be automated using a certain prediction based, because everything cannot be predicted. Okay, certain things should be 100% accurate, that accuracy ML cannot bring. Okay, so it should be in a 90%, or it's a very enough good enough model if it's prediction based is 90%. Okay, but it normally it should not be like that. So machine learning model build up needs a collaboration approach, like the ABAP team will consume it for your final dashboard, and ML team will build the model, and functional team will provide the data, features, all sort of business information. So it's a collaborative approach. That's the way it should be doing. So, for example, once you build a model, SAP also had a service called SAP DI or Data Intelligence. So, what you can do, you can create your model internally using a Jupyter notebook, and you can plug your HANA database with the HANA underscore ML package, and then you can start building those kind of a classical models. But if you want to make your development experience much better, and also the cloud based, you can go for SAP DI as a service. But nowadays SAP was bringing the latest and greatest about SAP AI Core, SAP AI Launchpad, and Generative AI Hub in the BTP space, and also in the S4 HANA space something called Intelligent Scenario. Now, this SAP AI Core is not as a platform to build or develop your ML models. It is only for the deployment and training activities. So, models should be built outside of the BDB space, where you can use your Jupyter notebook or any other Python IDEs to create your models. You can test your models locally if you have a GPU enabled machine, or maybe in the Google Colab also there, where you can train and understand your model performance. Finally, once you are ready, then you can download that model and upload it into your BTP space, right? In SAP AI Core, we'll be using to run or execute that model. And also, if you want to bring certain LLM things, so for that, Generative AI Hub is there, which is powered by the OpenAI or DeepSeek, Mistral, those kind of a different third-party providers who can provide the LLM capabilities to your model. You have to understand one important thing today, which is a RAG, retrieval augmented generation. Okay, because that is very important, because your machine learning model might not be knowing your business data, business processes. To make your business process more LLM ready, right? You have to do certain searching to make your scope defined. For that, you need to get your process vectorized, stored in a vector database, and then do a cosine similarity or certain those kind of similarity to compare which process or which information you actually need to give it to LLM. For that, you need to use this RAG concepts. It's an augmented of information or retrieval augmented generation, right? You retrieve, augment, and generate. So for generation, before generation, you have to augment those information and give it to LLM. Then LLM will actually generate nicely for your further consumption. So you need to understand this RAG very well. You have to understand the prompt engineering very well, because it's all about the prompting. Okay, if you do a good prompt, then only you can get the good results. So prompt engineering is very, very essential. For your development improvement, you can use a Joule, but I am not very much confident about Joule as of now. I feel much comfortable simply consuming a Claude or maybe something ChatGPT. DeepSeek is good enough for me to create the content, generate the content, and copy paste there. Rather, I use a Joule for that. Okay. I think Joule needs more space and more time to get well matured. That's my personal opinion, but you may have a different thought process, and that's perfect. Welcome to come here. So this much for this video, and in upcoming video we'll again create more content. I'll believe in the ML space. Subscribe my channel if you have not done yet, and so that next video you should not miss out. Shortly connect in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Take care.